All right, this is a 1963 Montgomery Ward's Snoway Way. Well, it would be Snoway under the simplicity name. I don't, whatever they call it under the Ward's name. All right, if you have the high and low box, okay, which is this, and there is a O-ring that you have to have here. It acts as a seal, and also it's something for the two halves of the gearbox to wear on. They do dry out, wear out, and all that stuff. The way to get this apart to replace this O-ring is after you take the wheel off, you're going to have this. I'm not going to be able to get it on all the way, but you're going to have that. To get this portion off, because you're going to unbolt these bolts around the outside, to pull this off, you have to loosen the lock collar over there and slide it out just a little bit and then tighten it. Now, that will allow you to slide the axle out more because there is a locking ring that goes onto a groove in here, and you won't be able to pop it out until you slide the axle over a little bit. So then after you get this off, don't lose it, after you get that off, you can pull this cover off, which is this here. Now you're going to have this. Obviously I took the nuts off. I got to put the nuts back on. But there is two flat keyways, which are just standard square cut keys. And this portion is pressed on to the gear. So you got to get in here and kind of pry it. You know, be careful when you're prying. You don't want to bend the teeth on the gears and plates and stuff. But then after you do that, this will come off like that. There is careful you don't drop your plates because these plates have gears in them too. That is actually like your high and low range. These are your planetary gears, I believe. So you get that off. Then you have this. So anyway, clean this surface up real nice. You know, if you got to sand it a little bit, don't try not to get dirt in here. The less dirt in here, the better, because it's a grease transmission. So the grease is just going to hold dirt and crap, and it's going to wear your transmission out even faster. You're going to put this on. You're going to reassemble it in reverse, how you took it off. Use a rubber mallet or a rubber shock hammer with the little BBs in it to put this back on. Then you're going to bolt these halves together back onto that other section. Put the lock ring back in, which is this piece here again. And then to tighten the halves of the transmission, you're going to adjust this collar you had to loosen to get it off in the first place, because when you pull it in and tighten that collar, it pulls the halves together and makes the O-ring tighter where it rides on the basically edge, and that's where you get your seal, your wear, and it shims everything for you. This is a very important part if you have the high and low range. And there is a grease fitting on this part, which most people, I guess, seem to forget about. This one obviously wasn't greased very much. You have to pull the wheel off in order to grease this one. Okay, so grease is very important for these transmissions. You keep them greased and happy. You know, obviously you don't want to just over grease the thing to where it just splits the whole case apart. But you know, you got a grease fitting on the axle. You have the grease zerk for the high and low hub, a grease zerk for the upper shaft that has the pulley going to it, There's a grease zerk. That's the thing about working with greasy stuff. Obviously you got your grease zerk here, which is the most noticeable one. And then you have, okay, I was saying the grease zerk down for the auger assembly. So anyway, that's basically how you do the O-ring on that. I will put the size and even a link to Amazon where you can get them. So anyway, yeah, they make, O-rings. They make in different grades and all that stuff. You get silicones, neoprene, polyurethane, all that stuff. But obviously, I went with neoprene. Obviously you would not want a silicone O-ring because that would not last at all. But this one here is good for like 40 below to over 100 some degrees. And it's got I believe it's a 70A, 4 3/4 inside, 5 1/4 outside diameter, and it's a 1/4 inch wall. I will link this stuff that I can't really remember for sure. But anyway, good luck and have a good day. Here's the off button.